As I stood there, peering through the peephole, my breath caught in my throat. I saw myself staring back, but something was terribly off. Her eyes, they didn't blink. It was just another ordinary evening, tea, a TV show, and the quiet of the night settling in. Around 2 a.m., I was getting ready for bed when I heard 3 distinct knocks at my front door. Not loud or aggressive, but confident. I froze. I wasn't expecting anyone, especially not at this hour. The hallway was dark, save for the flickering bulb above the door. I tiptoed to the door and looked through the peephole, and there I was, standing on the other side with the same hairstyle, wearing my casual home t-shirt, barefoot. But something was wrong. My eyes, they didn't blink. They were wider than usual. I leaned in a bit closer to the peephole, and she mirrored my movement. Simultaneously, perfectly. And then she smiled first. A chill ran down my spine. I stumbled back, my heart pounding in my chest. Who or what was that? I took a deep breath and looked again. She was still there, her smile widening, almost as if she knew I was scared. I should call someone, I thought. But who? The police? What would I even say? There's a version of me standing outside my door and she's creeping me out? They'd think I was crazy. I decided to take a picture. Maybe that would help me make sense of this. I grabbed my phone, the camera app shaking in my hands. I snapped a photo through the peephole. The flash lit up the hallway for a brief second, and in that moment, I saw her clearly. It was me, but not me. Her skin was paler, her smile too wide, her eyes too knowing. The photo captured her perfectly, but when I looked up again, she was gone. The hallway was empty. I didn't sleep that night. I sat on my couch, the photo on my phone taunting me. Who was she? Why did she look like me? The next morning, I showed the photo to my best friend, Sarah. She paled, her hands trembling as she handed the phone back to me. "That's not you," she said, her voice barely a whisper. "But it is," I insisted. "It's me, but not me." Sarah suggested we do some research, maybe find some answers online. We spent hours scouring forums and articles, but nothing made sense. There were stories of doppelgangers, sure, but nothing concrete. Nothing that could explain what I saw. Days turned into weeks, and I tried to convince myself it was just a figment of my imagination. Maybe I was just tired that night. Maybe it was a trick of the light. But deep down, I knew it wasn't. The fear lingered, a constant companion in the back of my mind. Then, one night, the knocks came again. 3 distinct, confident knocks. I rushed to the door, my heart in my throat. I looked through the peephole, and there she was again. This time, she didn't smile. She just stood there, staring, her eyes boring into mine. I don't know how long we stood like that. Me on one side of the door, her on the other. It felt like hours, but it could have been minutes. Eventually, I found the courage to speak. "What do you want?" I whispered. She didn't answer, but her lips moved. She mouthed words I couldn't hear. I strained to understand, pressing my ear against the door. And then I heard it, faint but clear. "Let me in," she said. "Let me in, and I'll tell you everything." I should have called someone then. I should have run, screamed, done anything but what I did next. But curiosity got the better of me. I opened the door. She stood there, a mirror image of me, but not. Her smile was gone, replaced by a look of sadness, of longing. "Who are you?" I asked, my voice trembling. She stepped forward, and I stepped back, letting her in. She walked past me, her movements fluid, almost graceful. She sat on my couch, her hands folded in her lap. "I am you," she said, "but not the you you know. I am the you that could have been." I sat across from her, my mind racing. "What does that mean?" I asked. She looked at me, her eyes filled with a sadness that seemed to span lifetimes. "It means I am the version of you that made different choices, the version of you that stayed in that toxic relationship, that didn't take that job, that didn't move to this city. I am the you that is lost, that is broken, that is alone." I stared at her, my mind struggling to comprehend. "But why are you here?" I asked. She leaned forward, her eyes never leaving mine. "Because I need your help," she said. "I need you to help me find my way back. I need you to help me become the you that you are." I didn't know what to say. This was all too much, too fast. But there was something in her eyes, a desperation, a plea. I couldn't turn her away. So I nodded. "Okay," I said. "I'll help you." She smiled then, a real smile, one that reached her eyes. "Thank you," she said. And just like that, she was gone, vanished into thin air, leaving me alone in my apartment, my mind reeling. The next few days were a blur. I tried to go about my life as normal, but I couldn't shake the feeling of unease. I kept seeing her, out of the corner of my eye, in my reflection, in my dreams. She was always there, always watching. And then, one night, she spoke to me, not through the door, not in a vision, but in my mind. "I need you to make a choice," she said. "A choice that will determine both of our fates. You need to choose between the life you have and the life I could have had." I didn't understand. What choice? What life? But she was insistent. "You need to choose," she repeated. "You need to choose now." And so I did. I closed my eyes and I chose. I chose the life I had, the life I loved, the life I wanted. And as I did, I felt a weight lift off my shoulders, a weight I didn't even know was there. When I opened my eyes, she was gone, truly gone. I never saw her again. But sometimes, on quiet nights, when the world is still and the moon is high, I hear 3 distinct knocks at my door. And I know, without a doubt, that she is still out there, waiting, watching. And I know, someday, I will have to make another choice. If it gave you chills, hit that like button, subscribe so you don't get lost between worlds, and write in the comments, are you sure you woke up in your own world? See you in the next story.